Hello, everybody. It's Tuesday night. It's 7 o'clock, and we are live. Hello, everybody. It's Tuesday night. It's 7 o'clock, and we are live. Welcome to V Talks. I'm your host, Veronica Brockwell, and happy Valentine's week. This is the week of love. I hope everyone has amazing plans for this weekend. I know I do. And tonight's show is about love. And it's about the law of attraction and manifestation. And can you manifest anything you want? If you dream it, will it happen? Well, that's what we're going to learn tonight. We have many celebrities, and they believe that the law of attraction is a real thing. Celebrities like Oprah, and we have many more like Lady Gaga, Will Smith. They all believe that they manifested their lives and their careers. So we have a law of attraction expert on our show tonight, and her name is Taylor Wells. She's a law of attraction expert. She is an author of Your Best Life Ever, and she is going to be here telling us all about the law of attraction and teaching us how to manifest our best life ever. And she's really fun, and I can't wait to see her because I'm always so excited when she's here, and I'm always in a good mood. So here we go. I'm going to bring on Taylor Wells. Hello, Taylor.
Hello, V. How are you tonight?
I'm fantastic because we're going to have the best show ever.
We absolutely are. The best ever.
We absolutely are. I left something out of the intro. I did not mention
Super mom of 5 chickens.
I know, I left it out. So yes, Taylor is mom of 5 children who she affectionately refers to as her 5 chickens.
Yeah. Yeah, and I'm going to define super mom. So I actually once upon a time started a blog called supermom.com, and I also wrote for the Boston Herald for 7 years, a column called Supermom. No, that was called Best Life Ever. Anyhow, the way that I define supermom, I had a supermom of the month every month featured on my blog, and every single mom whom I asked said, "I'm not a supermom." And here's my definition: you do your best with breath, breathing, and you begin again and again. So there you go. That is my definition of supermom. So yes, I have 5 chickens, and I'm very happy to be here tonight with V. Thank you for having me.
Of course. And you are our guest every month. We were going to be covering different topics related to the law of attraction the second Tuesday of every month. So thank you so much for believing in the show. I appreciate you.
I so believe in the show, and I believe in the law of attraction, and I've been obsessed with it since I was 5 years old.
Okay, so I want to know, and our audience wants to know, what is the definition of the law of attraction?
Well, V, since we've been chatting about this, what do you think it is? Your words.
My words is I believe that whatever we put out to the universe is, and it becomes, and we can manifest anything that we want.
Yeah, there you go. So that's it.
But how about your words?
Everyone.
Yeah, right. How about your words though? Because you're the expert. I'm just a student.
Well, I think it's well said. And so basically, you get what you think about. And whatever you put out, as V just said, comes back to you. whether you're doing it deliberately or not. So I'm a coach, and I love to coach people and teach them about the law of attraction so that they can choose to deliberately create what is unfolding in their life versus creating by default. Okay. So, this has been out there for a while, right?
Sure.
Oprah talked about The Secret and yada, yada, yada. And yes, all those celebrities um, uh, utilize the law of attraction and are very intentional in their utilization of manifestation. Um, I love that the secret is out there and that people learn kind of about the concept, if you will, of the law of attraction.
Yeah.
What I think is missing in that are the tools with which to create the life of your dreams, your best life ever. So I'm trained as a clinical psychologist. I went to a lot of school for a lot of years to do that, and I worked as as a psychologist, as a therapist for years, and what I learned is that those methods, um, when they do not take into account the law of attraction, are not effective long term. And here's why.
Okay.
So, is it not a good idea, to talk to someone about your problems? Absolutely not. You should absolutely talk about what's going on in your life, your feelings, etc. Where the issue lies is the dwelling upon these issues for months and years and decades, really kind of stirring up, if you will, this vibration that sucked when it happened, and now you keep digging it up and it keeps sucking again. So I am not a proponent of denial at all, and I've worked extensively with survivors of extreme trauma, and with PTSD and fight or flight response, etc. So the way that I work is to teach people, first of all, that law of attraction exists. It's not something that's sometimes working and sometimes not.
Well,
It's
there's a
like that.
scientific component to it.
Exactly. Yeah.
And can you explain that?
Yeah. So, well, it's quantum physics basically. So, you guys can Google quantum physics and read all about the science behind it.
Because we're not going to be able to articulate that to you today.
It's just
No,
not.
yeah.
It's not where people are. You're not. They're not really going to listen to that piece anyway. But what I can
No.
say is, it's because they just want to know what's in it for me. Just tell me what to do.
Right. Tell me what to
find
do.
To
And
find
I'll
my
be
true
rich.
love. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
Or rich
right.
or whatever. Yeah, this
Yeah.
is about love. This show, but
Oh,
yeah,
right. Thank you for
people.
reminding me.
Yeah. This is
Yeah.
the Valentine's show. In March, we'll do the luck of the Irish. So we'll do the
Okay.
we'll do the money show in March. That's what we'll do.
Money
The
show.
money
That's
show.
right. Okay,
And the
got it.
best thing, though, you guys, is that whether you want, whether you're looking for, the love of your life, or you want to win the lottery or make a ton of dough, or you really want to, get pregnant with a baby, or you want to, start a business, a successful business, or you want to travel around the world, whatever your thing is, right? Um, the concepts are the same, and they're very consistent, and they are very simple. Okay. So back to it being a law, it's quantum physics. Okay. What you put out will come back to you always. So what people first need to understand is that it's important to identify what you want. And that sounds like so ridiculous. Of course, I know what I want. But most people are not talking about what they want, V. They're talking about what they don't want and justifying what they do want through talking about what they don't want, and going back to traditional psychotherapy and talking again and again about something that happened that you didn't like, or that you didn't want. The problem is you get stuck in that vibration, Okay. And it becomes a reality loop. So when you're talking about the
Because that
same,
negativity is going out to the universe and springing back at you like a boomerang, kind of?
pretty much, yeah. So how you know, so everything is
Hmm.
vibration. So
Yeah.
vibration, so your vibration can be defined as, well, basically you can do a vibrational audit right now. Let's do one on you right now. So
Really?
yeah, let's
I've
do an
never
audit.
had one. I haven't. What? Okay, let's do it.
This is a fun audit, unlike
Oh,
the other
I'm
kind.
nervous. Okay. That's my vibrational audit. You go, we're going to audit you. What? Go ahead.
So it's very simple. Two things.
Yeah.
How are you feeling in this moment? How are you feeling? What are your emotions in this moment?
Excited. And I love doing the show. So I get so excited before the show.
Yeah, and that's evident. Your energy is very
Yeah,
evident. So
I
that's number
love
one.
doing it. It's so fun. And I get to see you. So I'm excited. Yeah.
See? So that's number one. Number two is what is unfolding in your reality right now? Your show that you love. So your
Sure.
vibration
Yeah.
right now is high. Your vibration is high. So, vibration can go anywhere from, at the very bottom of the scale, you're talking about, feeling depressed and struggling, right? To the very top of the scale where you're talking about bliss, right? And excitement. So you're at the top of the scale right now. So,
I think so.
right?
Yeah.
So people just starting to get familiar with, okay, so I have a vibration, I have an energy, and everyone is responding to that energy. People, places, and things are responding to my energy. Okay. So, what mostly happens is people are bouncing in and out of alignment. They don't take the time to get in alignment so their vibration is high. So, do you want me to define alignment? That might be helpful.
I think you absolutely should define alignment.
Yeah. So, well, V, how would you define when you are in alignment? Like, when do you feel that you are feeling, um, well, what we just described, excited and in bliss?
Yeah, but more importantly, I feel that alignment is when things just go easily and there aren't any roadblocks and things are just kind of moving along and humming along. I feel like for me, that's alignment, like I feel good.
Yep.
Being aligned with another human is when like you and I are like mostly aligned. Like we just
Yep.
sort of like, we had a few glitchy things before the show started and we were just like, well, we're just gonna, we were a couple minutes late. Oh, it's just that's in alignment. It's uncomplicated. Is
Yep.
that?
Yep. That's a really good definition. So,
Hmm,
I also call that flow. When you're in alignment, you flow. So things are effortless and whatever. So, basically, alignment is, when you're feeling, at you're, to the middle or top of the emotional scale, right? So, with struggle being at the bottom, then relief, then feeling satisfied, then ease, then excited, than bliss. So you want to do some sort of a practice. This is how I coach my clients to do some sort of a practice first thing in the morning to get yourself in alignment. So, the old saying, like, oh, she woke up on the wrong side of the bed. If you
yeah,
wake
yeah.
up, kind of in a crappy mood, you want
Mm,
to have some sort of practice, whether it be, I coach to meditate. That's the easiest, cheapest, it's free, most effective way to get into alignment. People like yoga. I personally like yoga. People like cardio. They like to go for a walk, take a hot bath, whatever it
yeah.
is that will get you into alignment, meaning feeling, starting the day at your, kind of best self, the authentic, the authentic Taylor, like
Mhm.
feeling, grounded and clear, focused, right?
Right.
And then what happens is you're in flow, right? Things are clicking, and so when you're not in alignment when things are not going well, right? And you're feeling negative emotion. So that would be out of alignment. And in my opinion, in any moment, we have 7.5 billion people on this planet. In any moment, we have two groups of people, okay, in alignment or out of alignment. And that's it. And it's our job, it's our responsibility to be in alignment and to take that time, right, to do that practice. And people say, Taylor, I don't have time to do that. I don't have time to meditate. I don't have time to do yoga. I don't have time. And I always say, you don't have time not to meditate, because once you've done that and you're in alignment, right, everything's going to flow much, much better. Okay. So back to law of attraction, you want ideally to take the time to, I always say, get in alignment and then, okay, first thing, get in alignment. So it's a discipline. It's absolutely a discipline, but it becomes fun. And in time, right, meditation, 2, 3, 4, 5 days, you're going to see, the edge is off, right?
I have a very good example, and I really do. So, as you know, and many people know, I lost my mother 5 weeks ago unexpectedly. And not only that, she lived with me for 18 years. So to say that I just had a tragic loss is an understatement. And I could have gone into a very dark place. And it's it's very interesting, but I actually moved my office down the hall into her bedroom. And the first morning I was there, her alarm went off on her phone. Now, her alarm is this like beautiful, soothing sound, and it goes off for 20 minutes. Now, when she was alive and it would go on, I would think, oh, she's just not she doesn't know how to use her phone. I'd kind of laugh. And she's like, no, I love that song. Well, guess what? Every morning at 7:30, that beautiful song comes on for 20 minutes. And that is my meditation. And that is my alignment. Like, that is my 20 minutes of just tapping into everything. Yoga, exercise, I'm doing it all. And I have managed to get through this process. It's hard, but I could have been in a very different place, right?
Absolutely.
And so I feel, and maybe I don't do it perfectly, but it works for me. And I'm good. Like, I'm okay.
I'm so sorry for your loss. There just are no words for that. And
yeah. She loved you too.
oh.
She did. She just loved you. Yeah. She's watching. She's here.
Well, that's what I was going to say is,
I know she's here. Yeah.
Yeah. So
yeah.
Bless her heart.
Yes. Yes. Okay. So we were talking about.
All right.
Yes.
Alignment.
Alignment. Yes.
And there is no perfect way, or anyone out there, to get into alignment. It's so personal. And all the thousands of people I've coached over 20 years, no one is the same. I never use, the exact same cookie cutter method with anyone, because everyone's so different. So, and you change with time. Like that 5 weeks ago, that wasn't your meditation. That your mom was with you. Your mom is still with you. Your mom's with you even more now.
It used to drive me crazy. I used to be like, Mom, turn that off. And now I'm in there singing, like just listening to her songs. So, I know, but how wonderful is that, right?
Hey, by the way, after the show, I want to hear what song that is. I'm interested in which song she was listening to.
I'll find it. Yeah.
I love it.
It's very beautiful. It's very pretty.
So, so anyway, back to law of attraction and alignment, and what can you do to utilize this amazing law to create your best life ever, and how? Because it always goes back to, everyone's like, all right, cut to the chase. What should I do? Right? People want to know. So, first, get in alignment. And V just described a beautiful way she does. Personally, I always share that I practice yoga and then I meditate in a hot bath. That's my new thing, in a hot bath. And those are super helpful for me. And I don't look at my phone and I don't communicate with another human until I have done those things, period. And I get up early enough to do that. I get up really early. Now, what usually happens, everybody, is if you're wanting something, like we had a bunch of people asking some great questions about how to attract love, and there are some very specific questions, which you can read maybe if you want. But basically, the general formula here is that it's important to identify, why is it that I want this love, or why is it that I want to attract this person, or why is it that I want a boost for my marriage, my 20-year anniversary marriage, etc. Identify the why and the emotions that you would like to feel. Okay. So most people are like, just give me the guy and then I'll be happy. All right.
Well, and I think that was the question, right? Like, are you, I'm pulling up some of my questions now. Are you manifesting, can you manifest a particular person, or are you manifesting a person that has the qualities that you want? And I think that's probably one of the questions that people have asked.
So a big, super important basic point. And remember, none of this is complicated, everybody. Okay. If you make it complicated, you're making it complicated in your brain. So we can just break it down. So the important thing is to identify what you want. Why do you want, that said person, or why do you want this relationship? Well, is it because you want to feel blank? I want to feel loved. I want to feel cherished. I want to feel ease. I want to feel happy, excited. I want to feel, V, I was asking you to give me some adjectives last time. Do you remember? With your relationship with your handsome husband?
Yes, I believe so. Yes. I remember. Yes.
Yeah. So you want to identify the emotions, and your job becomes embodying those emotions. Okay.
Yes.
So most people put the cart before the horse. So they're saying, give me the person, right? And then I'll feel these feelings. And they don't even know what the feelings are. Honestly, they just think they want the person. And so what I teach and coach, and what works 100% of the time, is to identify what it is that you are wanting with this love. What is it that I want? What are the emotions? And then to embody those emotions, okay, not from someone else.
Do you make a list?
A list is great. Yeah, if you want to make a list, make a list. Mm-hmm. Writing things down is really effective. And then here's the important part. So once you've done that and you're feeling those feelings, find a place in your life, okay, where you already feel that way. So you feel loved. And where do you feel loved? Where do you feel cherished? Where do you feel respected and honored? And what makes you excited? Let's say you want like excitement. Well, you just said, this show is exciting for me. Taylor, I get so excited. So you already have all those things inside of you in your life right now. Okay. So finding that, and then people go, no, Taylor, if I do that, the universe is going to say, well, forget her because she's happy. She's happy now. So let's go help someone who needs us.
I actually disagree. I feel like the more excited I am, the more things come. I don't know. I've always been this way.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's exactly right. So what happens is people get into an energy of lack and an energy of problem focus. Like, I'm looking for this, and where is it? So it's like the farmer who goes out and he plants, his seed of his corn seed, right? And, he's a master. He knows how to do this. He knows what he needs to do. He doesn't plant it and then the next day go out and dig it up and go, where is it? Where's the corn? Where's the corn?
Right.
He doesn't do that.
Corn.
I planted it yesterday. Where is it?
I watered it.
Yeah. The sun's shown for one day. There's not going to be
Yeah.
any corn the next day. So it needs to germinate, right? So most people are looking back, right? And explaining why they want it. This is why I want it because this one broke my heart, or I blah 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 blah. I've never had love, or whatever the thing is. So they're arguing for their limitations. They're talking about what they don't have, and then they're coming from an energy of lack and a problem focus, and you cannot get there from there. You better develop some patience because it's not coming soon. All right, because if you dig up that corn, if you dig up that seed, it's not going to grow.
Right.
So what's super, super important to understand, everybody, is when you ask for whatever it is, we're talking about love, so we'll focus on love. When you ask for love, that's step one. You ask, and you do it all day, every day. We all do it. This would be better. That would be better. I would like this. I would like that. And that's beautiful. That's who you are as a spirit. You're always wanting to grow and evolve, right? Expand.
Yeah.
We came here for that. We came to this planet for joy, expansion or growth, and freedom. Okay, those three things. So you're free to feel those feelings now. Well, Taylor, I don't want to feel them now. I want someone else to bring them to me. I want someone else. You cannot get there from there. Okay, because like attracts like. So if you're sitting there feeling empty and lonely and sad and needing someone to fill you up, it ain't happening. Or you're going to attract someone who's empty and sad and needing someone to fill them up, right? You don't want to attract at that point. Does that make sense?
Yeah, that makes perfect sense. Do you find that when people are manifesting a situation that I'm guilty of this. So I'll just full disclosure. So I'm a little bit of a control freak. So that they try and control the journey. So like, I want X, but it has to go a certain way, and this has to happen, and that has to happen, and this, and I control the journey. Does that disrupt the end result, or does it make it take longer?
You're going to love this. You're going to love this. So
I think you're just laughing at me. But you know what? I'm just going to ask you what I think everybody's going to ask you. And before you answer, do you see who's here?
Who's here? I can't see. Where is it? Where do
On
I
the
see?
screen, under me. Can you see? I just popped up a
Oh,
banner.
the mine where it's like a magnet.
No. Yes, who's that? That's
Alex,
our friend Alex. Hi, Alex. Wait, hold on. We have to say hello to.
And there's Jamie.
Yeah, we
See
have
the
to
energy of what you want in your life. That's my friend Jamie. We met like 20 years ago at Prana Winchester. I used to have yoga studios.
Yeah.
So
control. Yes.
So basically, in my humble opinion, I forgot to say at the beginning of this podcast, take what you want and leave the rest. So whatever you love, keep it. Whatever you don't love, chuck it. So I'm a guide. You are the true teacher. You have all these answers inside of you. And if it resonates, awesome. If it doesn't, just chuck it. Okay. So I'm never, ever, ever paddling upstream and convincing anyone of anything. I'm speaking to those who are attracted to this information and for whom it resonates and feels like home. So that's how I know, right, that I absolutely love information is when it just feels like home. I'm like, yes, that feels right. Okay. So back to control. What that is it's very common, and it's a lack of trust and knowingness. So people like to use the word hope, like, Taylor, I have hope. And of course, hope is better than despair or anything on the lower end of the emotions. But what I coach people to reach for is expectation. So expecting, I expect it, and knowingness. Okay. So when you want something and you believe it, you expect it. Okay. When you want something and you're a little wishy-washy in your belief, that's when you feel like you need to control it. Like, well, it needs to be like this, and I need to do that. And it's exhausting, right? exhausting. Right. So if it's tiring, here's some super easy pro tips, manifesting tips. If
Okay.
it's tiring, you're paddling upstream. It should never be hard. Okay. So
Because
that's
then it's not in alignment.
exactly.
Getting good.
You are good. You
I
totally get
am
this.
good.
You are good.
I'm
And
an
you
expert
expect it.
too.
You are an expert. You've manifested a lot of things in your life. That's something really important to look at. Like look at your life and go, okay, what was I feeling like before that manifested? Okay? The good and the not so good. Okay? You can't get it wrong. And you don't screw up when you experience contrast. Contrast is a part of life. And without the contrast, we wouldn't know what we do want, right? So without silence, we couldn't hear sound and music wouldn't sound beautiful, right? Without that opposite. So
If you didn't have sadness, you wouldn't be happy. Like you wouldn't know happiness. You've got to have all those ranges of feelings.
exactly.
Mm.
And that is contrast. And what's a little tricky is when we came here, when we were born, we wanted to live in contrast like 5 to 10% of the time. And about 90 to 95% of the time be in alignment and be in excitement and ease and bliss. And all those fun satisfies, all those fun emotions. Well, what's happening now on the planet is most people are living 90% of their lives in contrast. So a lot of drama, a lot of pain, a lot of suffering, a lot of struggle. So what I teach people to do, and it's not hard, it's really not hard, is to flip that ratio. So you're 5 to 10% in contrast, 90% of the time, in the higher vibrations like ease, satisfaction, excitement, bliss. Now, people come to me of all walks of life. I mean, just you all different types of people and all different types of relationships and occupations. So with all those different people, I see 3 things repeatedly that they come to me with. And this is all going to circle back to love, I promise.
Yeah.
Because everything, it's all about love.
Good. It's all about love.
Yeah. So one thing is people come to me and they feel unworthy and not good enough.
Yeah.
Okay. And someone asked a question about that. They said, how can I feel worthy enough to attract, beautiful love or something like that? So we'll talk about that. I remember that question. The second thing that people come to me with is feeling stuck and powerless. Okay. The third thing people come to me with, and sometimes people come with all these things, but these are the 3 themes. People think that life has to be hard and you have to work really hard to earn love, appreciation, money, and happiness. It has to be hard. Okay. So when I coach people and they begin to understand that that's completely untrue, that actually it's all here. It's all in your mind. So reality is an illusion. It's what you believe. It's what you project, right? So if you think things have to be hard, well, then they're going to be hard. And if you think everything is easy for me, well, it's all easy. I have one of my cards on my inspiration card deck says, everything is easy for me. Okay. So people, once they start flipping the ratio and things are easier and start to flow and they kind of clear up that log jam, that reality loop, right, that they're in, they then feel guilty, like, Taylor, this is too easy. This is so easy. Like
I've been that person, when things are going too well, I've been that person. I'm like, this is too easy.
When's the other shoe going to drop, right? People say that to me. This is too easy and I feel guilty. So the way that we deal with all of these things is through understanding that it's your birthright to feel good, and feeling good and finding that in yourself right now. Okay, so it doesn't. So someone could have 10 things going really well in their life and one thing that really sucks. and they ignore the 10 things, and they're like, I got to get to the bottom of this problem, right? The thing that sucks. And they focus on that. Now their vibration sucks. And now guess what? The other 10 things start to suck because they've shifted. Okay. So what I coach is, if you have one thing going well and 9 things that suck, focus on the one thing, find that joy and that ease and that satisfaction and that love, whatever it is, whatever's going on. And there is always at least one thing. I don't care who you are. I don't care what the circumstances. And that's what I personally learned when I was 5. I learned very early, if I focus on this, I get more of it. And that feels good. And if I focus on that, I get more of it. And that feels bad.
Yeah, that's so true.
So, when people say, well, there's nothing I can find, I help them find it. Okay. They're just so programmed to look at the crap and try to clean it up. And you can't get to there is no bottom. You can't get to the bottom of anything because there is no bottom. It will just grow. Whatever you're focusing on, it's going to grow. So yes, I'm not advocating denial or repression. Okay.
No, that's not what I'm hearing from you either.
Okay, good.
No.
Because that's not my message.
Yeah.
So what it comes down to is your vibration, right? Which comes from, we did your audit, which is how am I feeling? You can do your audit. How am I feeling and what's happening in my life, right? How's it going? Now, your vibration, that's an audit. Your vibration is the result of 4 things, okay? Your focus. What am I focused on? Your perspective about what you're focused on or belief, perspective or belief. And remember, everyone, a belief is just a thought you keep thinking. Okay? A belief is just a thought you keep thinking. The third thing is your thoughts about this thing that you're focused on. So first is focus. Second is belief, perspective. Third is thoughts. What am I thinking about? This thing. The fourth is your emotions. Okay? So your feelings, your emotions are energy in motion. Okay? And guess what? If you think back, they are a perspective indicator. Because if you have a perspective about this sucks, so you're focused on something and you're like, this sucks. And then your thoughts are, this sucks. And then it starts spiraling. And then your emotions, you're angry, you're resentful, you're revengeful, you're, struggling, you're despairing, whatever. Okay? So you see that. Now, if you're in a crappy mood, what would you look at first? The first thing, focus. What am I thinking about?
Yeah.
So you have an emotion, it's bad. Okay. So you put your hand on the stove, right? It hurts. Ow. So that's the first thing. Start to care more about how you feel. When you I coach my clients to care about how you feel. When you think that shitty thought and it hurts, take your hand off the stove.
Exactly. Such a good analogy. Yeah. Why would you want to keep your hand on the stove?
Got to get to the bottom of it. Can you come back next week so we can talk another hour about this in therapy? Can we dig that up again and dust it off? That thing from 45 years ago that
I know
really sucks. Now,
I know.
But in our own minds, not just in therapy, but in our own minds, we think we have this responsibility, like I've got to solve that problem. But remember, when you're in the energy of the problem, Einstein said, you cannot solve a problem at the level of its creation, or something like that. Or like, you can't solve a problem at the level at which it's created. That's what he said. So Einstein was all about law of attraction. When he couldn't solve a problem, he would go play his guitar. He would stop trying to solve it. So everyone's done that before, right? You can't figure something out. You're like, I can't think straight. And you go and take a break. You come back. It comes to you, right? So the issue with love, everybody, whether it's, your handsome partner or beautiful partner who you're with now, who you want to keep that beautiful love strong, or you're, divorced and looking to, I was about to say attract, but I'm using a new word now. Instead of, most people are like, we'll make this happen. I'm going to make an energy board. I mean, a vision board. I'm going to write. I'm gonna write it down, making this happen. No, you're not. You cannot make anything happen. Okay. That is the hard way, that is paddling upstream. So Will Smith, Oprah, whoever, all those people, they're not making stuff happen. Okay.
Lady
They are
Gaga.
Lady Gaga. They're allowing it in. Okay. So stay with me here. Let me know if I lose you.
I'm
Remind
still
me
with
to
you.
tell you something about Lady Gaga too later. But
Okay, I wrote it down.
Lady Gaga. So
There we go.
basically, you ask, this is what I
Mhm.
want. It's done. The universe delivers it, puts it in your vibrational vortex. It's in a vortex. Think of Sedona, Arizona, a vortex that's vibrational. It's not a physical thing yet. Okay, it's not physical yet. That was step 2. Step 3 is you allow it into your life. I used to say attract, but it's not that strong of a verb. You don't need to attract anything. It's already done. You just have to stop that thing that you do, keeping it away and resisting it. And how do you resist it?
Or controlling how it happens. Is that where this part happens?
Yes, because the control and the digging up the seed, that thing you do is saying, where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Right? Because then you're in energy of lack or problem.
Or I want this, but I don't want it like this. It has to go like this, and it has to do this, but this can't happen, and that person, and this and that, and see what I mean?
That's a lot of
it's a lot of it's a lot of work.
It's a lot of resistance. So
Yeah.
if it ever feels like work, it's so easy, you guys.
Okay.
I'm using a lot of words. I'm a big talker, but words don't teach. Feel it. Okay.
Okay.
So feel it. And also I walk my talk. I do this all day, every day. I talk about it all day. I teach about it all day. I write about it all day. I live it all day. So look at the people who are utilizing this and what's unfolding in their lives. Okay. So if you went to a doctor, if you wanted to get in shape and you were kind of out of shape or whatever, and you went to, forget a doctor, a trainer, right? Mm-hmm. And they were like totally out of shape. Would you be like, wait a minute, this isn't what? Right? Like you want them to be walking their talk. If they weren't doing the push-ups themselves, right? So find mentors in your life. You're going to start seeing people and you're going to be like, I noticed that person. She just kind of seems like everything's easy for her. And she just says something and it just happens. What's going on with that? Mm-hmm. Talk to that person. See, they are doing this. Okay. All the masters. So yeah, you can get mediocre results for sure from pushing a wheelbarrow up the hill. You can get mediocre results. I'm not coaching to do that. I'm not teaching that. I'm teaching mastery, okay, and creating anything you want, because you can create a castle or a button. Same energy, okay? It's not harder to create a big thing, except that you think it's big. You don't expect it. So I use this analogy, and this is going to go back to you controlling. Imagine a train on a flat track, okay? And you decide, I want this thing. Let's choose something. Just say anything. Do you want to do?
I think castle works great.
Or we should do love, because we're doing the love thing. So it won't be for you, but we'll say, because you have your wonderful partner.
Yeah, I'm all set with that.
So we'll go for one of the
Alex.
Is he
Alex, I
love?
don't know if he's still on. Alex, are you still on?
So let's say Alex wants to attract.
Yeah, do you remember he had said he was looking? What did he say? Let me find it. Oh my gosh, we had so many people asking questions here. Hold on. He wanted, here we go. How do I feel attractive enough to deserve someone wonderful?
Yeah, perfect. All right.
Oh yeah, he's still here. Okay, Alex is on. All right, Alex, you're up. We're going to find out.
Okay, so to feel attractive enough to deserve someone wonderful, okay? So that goes back to alignment, Alex. Everything goes back to alignment, okay? So The definition of alignment is the level of connectivity between you and your inner being. Okay. So your inner being, the way I define inner being is your Alex 6.0, your authentic, badass Alex. Okay. When you're like on fire, you're in the flow, you're confident. Okay. Those moments, that's alignment. That's connected with your inner being. Okay. So we have an inner being and we have an inner critic. Okay. So your inner critic would ask that question. Your inner being doesn't have that question. Your inner being thinks you're absolutely perfect as you are. And when you feel that and where you're connected with your inner being, you will attract that back to you. The end. So charisma is attraction. Okay. It's not a physical thing. You've seen people in Hollywood, you've seen artists, you've seen people, out in the public eye who are so charismatic, right? They have that attraction and they're not like actually even by certain standards that, handsome or beautiful, but they have that magnetism, right? That is their inner being shining. And so your job, Alex, how do you do that? You get in alignment. You find a practice, whether it's, meditation, I highly recommend. It's very easy. 15, 20 minutes a day. That's it. Quieting your mind, sitting. It's not complicated. And there are apps, charisma. Yeah. So basically, but I want to use the train analogy with Alex because this is going to help everyone. You're going to love this. You're going to love this. So let's say Alex wants to attract, his dreamy bride. Is that accurate? I don't know. So he's like, I want to attract my dreamy bride. So he plunks an engine on his train going towards dreamy bride. There it goes. However, that's his inner being. His inner being is like, rock on. However, now in comes his inner critic. But, it's so
as
hard
he
to find.
said, attractive enough to deserve someone wonderful. Deserve.
I don't deserve it.
Yeah.
There you go. I don't deserve it. I'm not worthy. So an engine, so imagine the engine's it's going on the train toward Dreamy Bride. It's done. Okay. Your inner being doesn't say, no, he hasn't been listening to us. No. Give it to someone else. No, your inner being goes, here it is. Ask and it's given. But your train's going and then you think, your inner critic thinks, I don't deserve it. I'm not worthy, which Alex, I'm not picking on you. I hear this all day, every day. Most people have an inner critic telling them that they're not good enough and unworthy. So guess what happens? Your train that's going towards Dreamy Bride, now you plunked an engine going the opposite way. So where's the train going? Nowhere. It can't go because so all day, every day, Alex, you and many people, most people, when I start working with them, they're number one, exhausted. Number two, it's why? Because there's this tug of war going on inside of them. So, when you talk to someone about like a heated topic like politics and you both have differing opinions, right? And you're talking and you're saying your thing and they're saying their thing and you just disagree and nobody's listening. It's exhausting. Okay. Alex, that's what's going on inside of your brain, my friend, when you are asking that question, because your inner being is like, woohoo, let's go. And your inner critic's like, not deserving. So you're exhausted and it goes nowhere. So there is no such thing. There's no such thing as stuck energy. There's only a reality loop. Energy wants to move. Okay. What do you say, everyone?
You want me to put it back up?
Those little girls who are still my friends and they're friends with each other. I don't know how that's relevant, but
it's all right. It's Alex.
Right.
We love him.
Right,
he's been a guest on our show several times.
Okay, so Alex,
yes.
So I love this example though. Okay.
Yes.
So feelings of unworthy is 100% inner critic, right? Mm-hmm. And so what I teach people is this thing called the belief tree. Okay. So you say, what must I believe to be true? to feel I don't deserve love. And then you say, I feel I don't deserve love because, and then just see what pops in there. And then you invalidate that belief because, Alex, that is just an old vibration, an old thought that's contradicting what you want, right? Your desire, and keeping your train from going anywhere because it's trying to go toward, your dreamy bride, and then it's getting stuck because you've got that other thought. And remember, only you can think in your head. So I can tell you all these theories, et cetera, but you have to do your homework. So I always give my clients homework.
What's an example of homework?
Meditation.
Meditation.
And so many examples. Meditation is always first. Playing the belief tree, using the belief tree process, where, when something comes up, when a block comes up, when resistance comes up, asking, what must I believe to be true to feel unworthy or to feel I don't deserve this? Also, I don't really like to swear in here, but I have I call it the fuck it happy game. Bear with me. I
don't have a blooper thing, so
yeah.
We're just letting it fly. It's all right.
Yeah. So it's the F it happy game. And so what you do is you do your morning practice, you do your meditation.
A guided meditation's fine too, right?
Okay. So I got this question twice today with my clients.
Okay.
Yeah. Guided. So do what works, everyone. Do what feels good and take what you want and leave the rest. I am not ever telling anyone to do anything. That said, I personally am not a fan of guided meditation for me, okay? And the reason why is because I prefer to do 5 rounds of box breath. So I'll do it with you guys now. So I'll teach them box breath. So inhale for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold. So inhale, hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale for 4, 3, 5. Sorry, 4, 3, 2, 1. And hold the exhale for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. So it's like a box, right? Inhale 5, hold 5, exhale 5, hold 5. So I do that 5 times. Mm-hmm. And then I think of the word ease and I visualize white light flowing through my body from my crown chakra to my toes. Mm-hmm. And the word ease. And I think of something that's easy for me, or I feel that feeling of ease, okay? Next, I do the same thing with the word satisfied, okay? Then I do the word relief, okay? So no matter what you're wanting, whether you're wanting, the man or woman of your dreams, or a big pile of money, or your health to be better, or getting pregnant, all of those things are because of how you think they will make you feel. Yes? So again, I'm saying the same thing I said before, and I say it all the time. You want to first find the feeling and then embody it. And
what you're saying is you want the feeling of happiness and contentment.
Yes.
That's like a feeling.
It's a feeling. Now, the reason
so here's my question. Are we controlling the journey by saying we want the castle because the castle is going to give us contentment and happiness? Or do we still focus on the castle, or do we focus on happiness and contentment?
Okay, great question. I love it. And you're going to love this. You're going to love it.
Okay.
You're going to love it. So backing up though, pin for a second, because backing up to happy and contentment, the reason I purposefully use the words ease, relief, and satisfaction, because happy sometimes can be, it's challenging for people to kind of define, and it's so varied, and what causes happiness, etc. If you can, so I'm coaching lately about ease, relief, and satisfaction. Okay. So if you can, instead of going for like happy, I just won an Oscar happy, if you can go for satisfied, that was satisfying. I'm satisfied. Okay. And you can emanate that feeling or the feeling of ease. Remember, you've already asked. Do not go back to the castle. Do not go back to the pile of money or the man or woman of your dreams, unless there's a caveat. It's fun to think about it. If it makes you excited and you're like, hey, so excited, like really excited, but not bullshit. If you cannot bullshit vibration, you can't do it. Okay. There's nothing more annoying than someone who says today's the best day ever, and they're just totally bullshitting. I will not say that unless I feel it. I won't. If I'm not in the vortex, I stay far, far away from people. Believe me, till I get back in, until I'm in alignment. Okay. And
that's fair. Me too.
Yep. And teach people by doing that. I teach my chickens that if I'm out of alignment, I'll say, you know what? I'm out of alignment. I'll be back in a little bit. And I'll go do a practice, or I'll go walk around, walk to the beach or whatever. And that is the best thing to teach others, right? By what you do. So the reason I'm using the words ease, satisfaction, and relief is you can find something in your life today that was satisfying. That was satisfying. That was satisfying, right? Yeah. You can find something that was easy. That was easy. And it's funny because I ask people about relief. I'll be like, think of something that gives you relief. And when they're like, huh, I'll be like, well, when you like really have to like run for the bathroom because you drank a ton of water. Okay. There you go. That's relief.
Yeah, right. It can't get any more real than that. Yeah, everyone can relate to that.
Everyone.
Yeah, so that's perfect.
Yeah. So anyway, back to the meditation. Why I'm personally not a fan of guided, and that's just me. Some people love guided. Okay, is after I do that, then I focus on a sound in the room that's totally boring, like the sound of a heater, or the sound of an air conditioner in the summer, or something, and focus on that sound until my brain just gives up. Your brain will just give up and stop thinking, and it takes practice. So I'm able now, because I've been doing it so long, to just blank my brain out. Okay, I can just go to like
that's amazing.
Blank. It's like a vacation, honestly. It feels really good.
How long can you do it for?
So now again, I don't want to overwhelm people with time, because really 15 to 20 minutes is ample. Because meditation is such like going to Aruba for me, like such a vacation, I meditate for a half hour. Wow. And I set a timer, and I go really deeply in. And what's really cool, now listen, everybody, your intention with your meditation is not to solve a problem. It's not to come up with a book title. It's not to solve world hunger. It is to practice the vibration of your inner being. Okay, that being who loves you unconditionally and loves everyone unconditionally, by the way. Okay, so when you feel crappy, no matter what it is, all it means is you're disconnected from your inner being, because your inner being feels differently about whatever it is. Okay, always sees that positive side, if you will. Okay, so you're practicing, even if you do it, you guys, for 15 to 20 minutes, and you get 1 minute of quieted mind, rock on. If you get 0, rock on. Keep doing it.
A minute's hard to do, to completely quiet your, well, for me. So yeah.
It just takes practice. It just takes practice. So the guided meditation, if it's really hard to quiet, then that is a good first crack at it. Okay, first crack out of the box, because you're going to be thinking about what they're saying instead of your to-do list. Now, the reason I eventually want you to move to what I described is because while it's better to be hearing what they're saying and thinking about that, you're not going to the inner being just receiving information instead of thinking it. Okay. So everything big that I've done in my life, I received information. I did not think it.
Okay.
And so start to understand, and this is all going back to love, everyone. Okay. Because someone asked, like, how do you know if it's true love? And how do you know? How do you know? You get in alignment and you're in your connectivity with your inner being is high, and you go, wild horses can't keep me from this. That's him. That's her. You don't say, I wonder, oh, I'm not, okay? When you're wishy-washy, okay, when you're feeling overwhelmed, that is out of alignment and disconnected from inner being is clear as day, okay? So I always say there are no decisions. I don't believe in decisions, right? If you don't know, don't act. Right? If you don't know, wait for the muddy waters to settle. Get in alignment first. So people are pushing and pushing for, activity and action, and they're out of alignment, and they're just flying all over the place.
I think that goes back to control, right? I mean, don't you think people are trying to control?
I think that we've been taught to be human doers instead of human beings.
That's interesting. I like that. A human doer
instead of a human being. And honestly, and I'm a high energy and high action person. I think action is divine as long as you're in alignment. So, it's all about intention and alignment. And so if you're in alignment, your intention is going to be clear and it's just going to go well. And it's actually going to go better. Oh, back to your control thing of trying to control how things pan out. And also back to, should I think about the castle or the person? So first of all, if you're trying to control, it's upstream because it feels tiring and hard. So I'm not in alignment, okay? And it's exhausting. And basically, whatever you ask for, V, it's not going to come in the way you think. It's going to come like at least 10 times better than you can even think of, okay? So you're trying to control it is actually literally holding away this like tidal wave of joy that just wants to come in, but you're just holding, you're not allowing it. You don't even have to attract. I'm not using the word attract anymore because that's action. You literally just have to ask and focus. Ask and focus. And only ask once. So back to the castle. No, don't keep asking. Don't keep saying, where's the castle? Where is she? Where's this? Please. It doesn't work. Okay. Your inner being doesn't hear that because you're in lack and you're in problem. So this is what happens. Here's more lack. Here's more problems. More. The universe does not hear no, ever. So people go, Taylor, everything sucks. Could it get any worse? And I'll go, yes, it will. Just keep focusing on that stuff. Here's some more.
Because all it hears is sucks, right?
Yeah, and your energy. Yeah, the word and the energy. And also, Taylor, what if I think about, my Prince Charming or, my dream partner and it makes me really excited? I was saying that before. Then think about it. If you truly feel excited, okay? If you're faking it, no. But so that's why I wrote an inspiration card deck and people love it. However, do not use my deck if you're in the shitter and you're feeling despair. Don't pull today is the best day ever and expect that to help because it won't. You got to meet yourself where you are and move from depression to revenge, right? Because there's some relief there. Like, I just can't believe they did that. And and then anger, right? And then resentment, overwhelmment, frustration. You're moving up the scale. You're not going to go from, despair, I can't get out of bed, to today is the best day ever. You cannot do a quantum leap. So remember back to the word relief.
Right.
Relief. And then you ease your way up the scale. And that's where my psychology hat comes in well. But basically, is it back to your very wonderful question, Taylor, should I think about attracting the castle or my dream boat? Here's the general rule. If it feels good, go specific. Okay. Think about it, dream about it, get excited about it. Okay. So it's okay to be controlling and specific in that way, but not saying, but not like that and not like that, because now that's what you're going to get. When you say not like that, in it comes every time.
Right.
And see that. Now, if it feels crappy, if you think about like the man of my dreams or the woman of my dreams or whatever, and your stomach drops because you're in lack and you're feeling the problem, like the problem is they're not here and it's Valentine's Day. If you feel that drop in your stomach, should you go specific about it or general?
Well, general, right?
Go general.
Yeah.
Go general. Okay. Now, so what V, can you guess what general might be?
No, you go. How would you say it?
You know what? I know that these processes work. I know people who I respect and admire, and they've used these processes, and I'm giving this a go. And I do want this thing, and I learned that if I think about it and I feel sad or empty, well, that's a feeling of lack. So I'm going to just focus on something else. I'm going to distract myself from this. And I'm going to, Taylor said, well, what would I want, from this thing that I'm wanting, this person? Well, I would want to feel, loved. Yeah. What do I feel loved? Now I'm feeling a drop in my stomach again. Okay. So let me just try to think of something else. So when you try to not think about that thing, I'm not going to think about that thing. I'm not going to think about that thing. You think more about it, right? So it really does become a question of Jedi focus and really using the power of the focus of your mind. So if anyone has ever had a toddler, you know that when that toddler is like running for that, breakable item in the store, you jingle your keys to distract. Look at the keys, look at the keys. So our brains are like toddlers. So we want to distract ourselves. So if you're feeling that drop, you could go general, like, the things I said, or you could also say, you know what? Things are always working out for me. Things are always working out for me. Things are always working out for me. This is going to work out for me. And then think about something that has worked out for you, right? And focus on that. Or you could say, you know what? I'm figuring this out as I go. And it's all right. The real basic one to say is just to self-soothe is it's all right. It's all right. Right? Take my hand off the stove. Let me take my hand off the stove. That feels bad, right?
Right. Take your hand off the stove.
Yeah, just take it off.
Simple. That's simple.
It's so simple. And another fun thing to think about, you guys, is if you go to a restaurant in your town and it has the worst food ever, okay? And you've gone several times, it's terrible. And then you're really wanting a good meal, you're starving. If you go to that restaurant, you're not going to get a good meal, right?
No, because you've just decided they have the worst food ever.
They have the worst. So
you'll never get a good meal there.
So thinking about the same thing that feels bad is like going to that restaurant expecting a good meal. Like you're not going to get it. Also,
but can you manifest a good meal there?
At a crappy restaurant?
Yeah. It's gonna be awesome today.
maybe their chef will
right, but you're not controlling the journey. We don't know what's happening in the back.
Well, in that metaphor, the point was you can manifest anything. But in that metaphor,
I asked such dumb basic questions, but
no, it's not dumb. It's not dumb. But in that metaphor, the point is don't ask. Don't ask people for what they can't give you. Number one, right? Everyone's allowed to have their perspective, and that's a part of kind of the relational stuff where people will want to control, like why does my husband do this, or why doesn't my wife do that? And so we talk a lot about perspectives that everyone's allowed to have their own perspective. But the metaphor of the restaurant was more about if the meal, if the restaurant doesn't have good food, don't keep going back there. So similarly, if the thought feels bad, don't keep going back there. And if your husband just never puts the towels away, like focus on something else. Like just let him don't focus on the towels he doesn't put away for 20 years, right? There
Right.
it's never going to it's not going to get better. Focus on the things he does well, right?
Yeah.
And then those things will grow. So the point is, if you are loving thinking about something, absolutely think about it. If it makes your stomach drop and it's something you want, either focus on something else or go general. Things are always working out for me. I'm getting the hang of this. Things like that. Or really simply, it's all right. It's all right. Because sometimes we're literally so worked up that we just need to be soothed. Does that make sense?
Oh, sure. Yes. I've been through that before.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I've long before I met you, I have always said things always work out for me.
Yeah.
It's so interesting. And it's not that I haven't had obstacles along the way, but when I do, I just know it's just all going to work out. I've been this way since I was a kid.
The knowing. Did you hear what she said, everyone? She said,
Yeah.
I just know. She didn't say, I hope.
No. Mm-mm.
She said, I know. She
Mhm.
expects it. So and honestly, if you say, but Taylor, I'm insecure and I don't have, that's all right.
Mhm.
That's so it's just practice, my friends. Okay. It's
Mm.
practice and it's your brain and you can do whatever you want in your brain. You're the only one who can think in your brain. So I can teach and talk and coach till the cows come home. But if you don't do the homework, it ain't going to work, period. Okay.
Yeah.
So, one thing that's helpful is to understand that every moment you have a clean canvas in front of you, a white canvas. There's nothing on it.
Mhm.
In back of you, you have a beautiful canvas with all these colors and textures. And in this moment, you take your paintbrush and you take the colors from behind you
Mhm.
and you put them in front of you. And if you're taking like slopping the crap from the past that sucks and slopping it on this front canvas in front of you and talking about it and complaining about it, that's what you've
That's
created.
yeah. It's true.
And every moment, and people say, but I just learned this and I don't know what I'm doing. And you've been doing it since you were 5. We are both in the same moment.
Mm.
And we have a choice every moment, in alignment or out, in alignment or out. It's a choice. It's a choice on focus first, beliefs and perspectives. So your emotions are a perspective indicator. So if you say, like, I'm having a crappy emotion, ask yourself, what must I believe to be true to feel whatever the emotion is? And, oh, I've never been good at blah, 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 blah. Well, is that what you want to create? That's what you want to ask. Is that what I want to create? Is that Go ahead.
Well, Taylor, we have a mutual friend, and when she came into my life, uh, she was going through a lot of things, and within a week of knowing her, I witnessed amazing things happen to this woman. She had this huge windfall of money that was so random. Her career, you know what I'm talking about. Her
No such
career,
thing as random. No
I
such thing
know,
as
but
random.
to me at the time,
Yeah.
I, she found she manifested a relationship at the time that worked for her, like literally was the perfect relationship for her at the time, right?
Yeah, it was.
And she would, V, I'm meditating, listen to these podcasts, I'm manifesting. And I'm like, oh, okay, sure. It just kept happening. It was like the lottery every day for this woman.
She had
And
a question for us. Go ahead.
right. And that was life changing for me because I was witnessing it in real time.
Yeah.
It was really unbelievable. And, obviously she's just doing completely amazeballs right now. But I just, that was something that really made me believe in it because, I can, Oprah can talk about it and, whoever, Lady Gaga, which she wanted to say something about Lady
Oh,
Gaga.
yeah.
So I don't want to, we'll hold that. But to have somebody that I was spending pretty much every day with during the pandemic, watching her life unfold, because she was following your practice of the law of attraction, really made me a believer. So, so even though my whole life I've kind of had tendencies leaning towards this, I never fully believed it. I was like, wow, that's a coincidence. Wow. Well, everything always does work out for me. Like, but I never really had a label for it.
Yeah.
I never practiced anything with it. So I just,
I love that. And a lot of people don't know anything about law of attraction, and it's, and they're doing just fine. Okay.
Sure.
So basically the super take home key points here. And then I want to tell you the Lady Gaga story.
Right.
And I want to answer our friend's question because I can answer it quickly.
Yes, because we did go a little over, but I think we got a little late start.
Oh, 8:20. So I yawned. So I'm like, it must be almost 8:30. That's
yeah, right. It's bedtime.
So take home points.
Yes.
Get into alignment and then. Okay. Meditate.
Mm-hmm.
Identify what you want and why you want it. Identify the emotions behind what you want, because whatever you want is because of how you think it will make you feel. Mm-hmm. Okay. Embody those emotions now. By law, what you've asked for must come, no exceptions. Okay. If it is not coming, the only reason is resistance. Mm-hmm. You're doing that thing you do where you ask for something and then you have a train going in that direction, and then you put an engine going in the opposite direction saying, but I don't deserve it, but I'm not worthy, but things don't work out for me, but all that stuff. Every time you have a thought like that, ask yourself, is this what I want to create? But Taylor,
is that when you jingle the keys?
So you jingle the keys when, wait, one other thing, I'm going to answer that with the key points. My brain turns to oatmeal at like 8:00. Bear with me.
Well, of course it does, because you just said that it does.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Taylor.
Exactly.
My brain is so sharp at 8:00.
I'm like sharp as a whip at 8 p.m.
That's right.
Energy of lack and focused on problem, you can't get there from there. So whenever you're looking and trying to dig up the seed, where is it? Where is it? Where is it? People say to me, but Taylor, it's true. It's true. And I say there are many truths. Is this a truth that you want to create? Okay. So I teach to be a creator, not a regurgitator or a historian. Most people are saying, this is what happened. Then he did this. Then she did that. Can you believe she said that? And I'm like, I don't want to hear it. What do you want to create? But then she said this and this happened to me. I don't want to hear it. What do you want to create? Well, this is what I don't want. What do you want? Most people, they don't know. Okay. And we've just been trained that way. When do you jingle the keys? When what you're thinking about feels like putting your hand on a hot stove. Ouch. Care about how you feel enough to take your hand off the stove. And if you can't do that, jingle the keys so you look elsewhere. What? Oh, distract yourself. Okay. There are many topics in your life about which you can think. I love you all so much. You're a sloppy, lazy thinker. You're sloppy and you're lazy because the easiest thought to think is the thought you keep thinking. We all do it. So people would rather think a really like negative, juicy thought then quiet their mind in meditation, because they feel momentum, and momentum feels good, but you're not going to like where it's going. Okay. So when you put your hand on the stove, it's like going, and you keep it there and you expect it to get better. I got to think about this. I got to figure this out. There is no bottom. You can't clean it up. Just keeps getting dirtier. Okay. And it's just like going to a restaurant with shitty food and expecting a good meal. You're not going to get a good meal by keeping your hand on the stove. Take your hand off, jingle the keys, look elsewhere, let the universe take care of it. It does a better job than you ever do. Ever. Okay, Lady Gaga. My best friend Jackie treated the Fab Five, this is all of our girlfriends in Barrington, to Lady Gaga a few years ago. It was incredibly generous. It was really fun, obviously pre-COVID. And while she was speaking on stage, everyone kept looking at me, the Fab Five, and going, she sounds just like you. Like, she was just saying everything I'm saying right now, but even in more, she was talking more about angels and stuff, like even more out there than I am, but it was hilarious. So she's doing this big time.
Yeah, she's very vocal about it.
Yeah.
There are a lot of celebrities. There have been politicians that somehow made it into office and have been very vocal about the law of attraction. So it definitely works.
Oh yeah.
If you believe it enough, things happen.
Absolutely. And
Yeah.
finally, to answer our friend's question, she said, what about dating in your 50s? Everything I've said on the podcast, just apply it all. KH. And that's how you date in your 50s. And expect it. Expect it. Because the 50s are great, right? It's the fuck you 50s.
Yeah. Yeah. It's so funny, but it's like you finally figured out and you just don't care. You're good. You're just good. I mean, can you imagine feeling the way we do and being 20?
Yeah.
But in your 20s, you're just a mess.
A hot mess. You're a hot mess.
You look great.
You're a hot
but
mess.
You're just, it's it's kind of an interesting thing that happens to us. Yeah.
It is. I love the 50s.
Yeah, me too, because I can't, I've been there, done that, and I know what I want and I know how I'm going to get there. And I'm just more confident and I don't know.
You expect, so remember, expect it and allow it.
Yeah.
And don't control it. That's your homework. Here's your homework.
That's my homework specifically. Yes. The controlling part, and I'm getting so much better.
Just remember, it should feel easy and it should feel like allowing, because it's already done. What you've asked for is done. The only reason anything doesn't show up is resistance when you do that thing you do. And you don't have to think of a cork. You don't have to, the cork just floats unless you hold it down.
Yeah.
Okay. So just let the cork just wants to float. Energy wants to move. It wants to flow. And the only reason you feel stuck is not you, but people.
Yeah.
Is because it's a reality loop. That's all it is.
Yeah. It's so interesting, Taylor. It really is. So I have your website on the ticker, which is taylorwells.me. So what will our viewers find at your website?
Nothing. No, I'm just kidding. I get really funny at 8 p.m.
A really pretty law of attraction coach.
So there's a lot
who was a psychologist or is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of free resources there, you guys. Yeah. I love to write. I write blogs all the time, and it's really fun and easy for me. And they're always about law of attraction, but it's all about just like daily stuff. Like, the other day I wrote about socks. It sounds really boring, but it always has the message and you'll relate to it. So it's never like lofty, like, because guys, it's the little things. It's the little things all day long that matter. Okay. that are like little confetti adding up to your vibration. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So a great example is right before this podcast, Dakota, one of my 11-year-olds, I have twin boys. I said, look, because there was this cute picture on Alexa, and he was pouring milk, and he looked, and he kept pouring, and it just like poured everywhere. And I burst out laughing, and I was so proud. Like it's the old adage, right? Don't cry over spilled milk. And I literally laughed at spilled milk. So if you can train yourself, right, to be easy about it, like take the edge off.
It's
all right.
okay.
It's all right.
right.
It's all right. It's all right. It's all right. Like that one is like, and yeah, things are always working out. I'm figuring it out as I go. And remember, when you have contrast, you didn't screw up. So anyway, there's blogs on there. There are videos. There's info about my coaching, and there are
your cards,
a lot.
Your
cards
inspirational cards. Can you talk about those?
Sure. Do I have them here? Yeah, I have them right here.
Yeah, these are great. I love these. And what an amazing gift. I think they're wonderful.
Yeah, they're only $12. They're way underpriced. They're $11.99, you guys. Really? Like you can't even get a smoothie for that.
I know, really. Oh, there we go. I can see it. This moment is as it should be. See, that was the perfect card to pull up. Everything is unfolding as it should. See?
Oh, this is good for you, V.
Oh, it's like back it up, back it towards you. No, I can't read it. I can't see it. I don't have my glasses.
I'll read it. Let the universe create it. It does a better job than we ever do.
Yeah, right. Exactly.
Yeah, so this is 52 cards, front and back, with fun affirmations. I have 3 more decks coming out soon.
So how would you use those? It's the glare. I can't see it because of the glare. You know, they're a little bit shiny. How would you use them?
So you can use them any way you like. I use my cards every day. I put them in front of my yoga mat, and my kids also put them on their cereal bowls at night. Like they pick one and put them on their cereal. When they used to take lunch to school, which they don't anymore, they used to put it in a lunch box. Some people like to pull one card for the day. Oh, this is my card for the day. Other people like to look at several. Some people go through the whole deck. I wrote my book and my inspiration card deck so that I infuse them with the energy of intention. So whatever you pick is what you need to see that day. And also in my book, if you just open my book and start reading, that's what you need to read that day. And it's uncanny. People write to me all the time. That's another thing on my website that you'll see is what people are saying. And so people will talk about the law of attraction and how it works and stuff. So it's helpful to read that kind of stuff.
And how would people go about getting a coaching session with you?
Oh, just email me. I have 1 slot left, and then I'm taking a wait list. I'm starting a wait list. And so just email me at taylorwells@alumni.brown.edu.
That's on your website, right?
It's on my website, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. You can just click it. Yeah.
So you do virtual coaching?
I do. So I love my coaching so much. So this is my full-time focus now. I've had many businesses throughout my life. We had 5 yoga studios for 16 years. We had a restaurant, a raw vegan restaurant, et cetera, many different things. This is my sole focus right now, and I absolutely love it. So when I coach, I ask that my coaching client, and my coaching clients are worldwide. So I have clients in Europe, and we just work with the time difference. I ask that they either walk or are on cardio, or if neither of those are possible, putzing around the house, moving energy while we speak. And I am doing the same thing. So we're moving the energy together. And I had this vision when I was doing my doctorate in psychology. I told Philippe I was doing my internship at Harvard University, And I would sit with they call them patients, and I would say to Philippe, they need to move. I want to walk with these patients. I want to walk with them. And they wouldn't let me do it at Harvard. It was against the rules, whatever. And I said, one day I will do this with people and we'll walk together, or we'll walk. We didn't have remote then. That was like not happening yet, but or we'll do cardio or something. We'll be moving. And this is very, very effective with my coaching clients. And yes, it's all remote on the phone. No Zoom, obviously, because we're moving.
I love it. I know. And I need to get over and get a walk with you on the beach.
Yes.
I know. We keep trying to plan. I'm so sorry. I just had, all this stuff recently, but things are I'm good, I'm well,
Things are always working out for you.
They do, and that doesn't mean I don't feel sadness and I miss mom, but I'm managing it because of the tools in my toolbox.
Yeah.
So I really am. I'm going to be okay, So we need to take that walk.
Yes.
All right. So anything else, my friend?
I could talk all night long, but I know
it's a long show tonight, but worth it. I think, I know that we're going to help a lot of people. And I think many people are going to pay attention to this show and start their journey and manifest the best life ever.
I'm so excited for people because you guys can do this. It's easy to manifest a castle as a button, and these are not hard concepts. So listen again. Just keep listening to it. Keep seeding the beliefs, and just know that things are always working out for you. And you have a choice. You can choose bondage or you can choose ease.
Perfect.
Free will.
Thank you very much. So good seeing you.
See you next month. We'll do money and the law of attraction in March.
Right?
Okay?
March. Money.
Money.
Think of money. We have to manifest what we feel money will do for us.
Exactly. You're such a fast learner. Oh, and the vibration of money, this is a teaser, is freedom.
Ah, all right. We have a lot of people commented. I'm sorry I didn't put them all up, but I'll try to get them up. But
hi,
anyway, yeah, I know. A lot of friends tonight tuning in. So grateful. Yeah. All right, sweet pea. I will talk to you soon.
All right. Thank you. Thanks for having me.
All right. Thank you for supporting the show. We appreciate you here at VTalks.
I appreciate you. Bye.
Appreciate you. Bye. All right, everybody. Thank you so much for tuning in. I hope you enjoyed our show on the law of attraction and our wonderful, wonderful guest, Taylor Wells, and she'll be back next month, the second Tuesday of March. I could not tell you what day of the week it's Tuesday, but I don't know what the day is. But we'll get that to you. But she'll be back next month, and we will talk about money and manifestation and the law of attraction. And then next Tuesday night, we have our guest, ghost hunter Tim Weisberg. He is going to be talking about the Bridgewater Triangle. So that should be an interesting show. And I look forward to speaking with him and learning all about this interesting part of Massachusetts where paranormal activity happens. So I'll be learning this along with all of you, and it should be fun. So anyway, have a good night and take care. Alrighty, bye.